Okay, so I hate doing this, and the lighting in here is absolutely terrible. This is not where my desk goes. It's actually in the dining room right now because there's the living room. Okay, so this has been needing to be made for a while. I've got the camera pointed down on my iPad. You probably can't actually read the conversation. If you can't, that's okay. I'll read it to you. So, basically, back in September, right before I moved, here's the story. Hunter Sawyer, Bayboy, and Kursna, R.A., all wanted to get some binders from me. Kursna and Bayboy traded for binders. Kursna traded for 1 and Bayboy traded for 4. And Hunter, I was sending his for free. He can tell you all he fucking wants that we traded for it. We did not. We traded actually for a EX that I had sent with his free cards by mail that I had sent him trying to be a nice person. I'm never doing that again. Do not, under any circumstances, come to me and ask me for an FCBM because I'm not going to do it. Ever. I was trying to be nice and I have been taken advantage of since this whole ordeal began. So, back in September, you know, is when I had sent them out. Well, unfortunately, due to some untimely circumstances, they somehow all 3 got lost. How? I'm not sure. Before I moved, I had called and I had called and I had called the recovery center. It took forever to get a hold of them. Well, finally, after I moved, I was finally able to get a hold of them. I had talked to them. They said they had found everything. It was in good condition, which, by the grace of God, thank God they actually found it, because normally it takes a whole hell of a lot longer because of all the stuff that comes through the recovery center for them to find. So I let everybody know that they had found it and that they should be getting them within the next few weeks. This was about 3 weeks ago. What they say and what they do are 2 completely different things because, again, they have so much stuff that comes through that recovery center, which is why it took forever to get a hold of them. Now, I have on my website a rule that states, let's go, well, here, I have a better idea. I actually have it pulled up on here. I'm going to be moving the camera. This rule right here, which you still cannot read, but this one right here basically states, you know, not to bother the ever-living hell out of me about your stuff, because it'll get to you one way or the other. If it's late, it's late. If it gets there, it gets there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, most of the time, no, mail does not get lost. Sometimes it will. It does happen on occasion, and unfortunately, going to the recovery center is the only thing you can do. I have done everything I can on my side for these guys, trying to get their boxes back. Like, literally. Money and time has been spent trying to get these damn boxes back. And, you know, Bayboy and Kursna, they have no problem with waiting. I love them. They're awesome friends. And they understand that it's not my fault that this happened, that I had no control over this happening. It was an accident. Once the mail is taken out of my hands, there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. And of course, if you read my rules, you know that that's something that I have in my rules. And so the last, let's see, back in October, I think it was October, let's see, there's October. Yeah, so like the last weekend in October, but first let's go back up here to the 7th. The 7th of October, what I got from Hunter was I was sending a few more cards along with the binder that I was going to send him for free because basically I didn't need it. I wasn't using it. It's in good condition, as all of them were. And it was just one of those Ultra Pro binders, you know, with well, one of the Ultra Pro binders, a 9-pocket Ultra Pro binder. And $25 along with a few other cards that I hadn't sent along, that he had asked me to send later on. And everything was packaged up and it was sent. And so October the 7th, after I had been trying to call and get a hold of everybody, well, I was in the middle of moving at this point by October. October was the whole entire month we moved. And so basically he's saying here, if I don't receive your cards, he's going to have to put the Genesect up for trade and sale. Well, technically, he couldn't do that because he would be not only wasting my time, but also scamming me. Because he needed to wait, and I told him, I said that he couldn't do that because everything had already been sent, and I'd have to put up a scammer video, and to wait until everything was called back because he wasn't the only one that hadn't gotten their stuff. So he's like, oh yeah, I forgot. No. Basically, I told him at that point in time they hadn't contacted me yet. And never mind, it wasn't an EX, it was a Prime, I'm sorry. I didn't give it to him for free. It was a Crobat Prime, we had traded for it. Okay? So then he keeps, like, trying to tell me, like, that the price had gone up for the Genesect EX $5. So basically telling me that I needed to send an extra $5 that I wasn't going to send because we had agreed upon a price, and since I had already sent, I wasn't going to send him anything else. So then by October the 24th, he asked me had I heard anything, and I told him that same day, no. He said, okay. October the 25th is when he said, okay. Then the 28th, he's like, any news? The 29th, he's like, hello. I told him on the 29th, or on the 30th, on the 29th, he said hello, and then on the 30th, I told him I had been busy. Because, of course, again, you have to remember, I had been moving the entire month of October. Why it took us a fucking month, I have no idea. It just did. Because we had so much stuff. So then, come October the 30th, after I had replied to him, he says, it's been way too long, there's a way that I can just send your money back to you when I get it. I said, no, there's not. He says, why? I said, you just have to be patient like everyone else. He says, well, I'll just send the money back. I said, no, when you get it, you'll send me my part of our trade, or I'll have to post a video on you. I can't control the mail, that's not my fault, it's not hard to wait like everyone else is. Sorry about the cut. The phone rang, and now it's dark. So basically, it was pretty much a back and forth between me and him saying he was going to send the money back, and I told him he couldn't do that he needed to send his part, and that if he didn't, I was going to make a video because he basically just wasted my time and my money that I spent. And keep in mind, since I sent it in a flat rate shipping box, it was about $15, $16 to send. So, yeah. Waste of time, waste of money. And Not only that, for like the longest time he was going around asking everybody on Hangouts to send him free cards, so I was being nice and I sent him free cards, which I don't normally do, and I'm not going to be doing that anymore. If I want to send free cards, I'll send them to people. Don't ask me for them. I told him that since he broke my rules, I'm just having them send it back. I'm done with him, and there's been a couple arguments back and forth between me and him. He called me a bitch the other day, and I'm fed up with his disgraceful disrespect for people, and so I blocked him. I'm done with him. He also didn't pay for his postage, so he owes me some hollows to make up for the $2 in postage that I had to pay for him, which was not my job. So, people, please keep in mind, if you can't pay your postage, don't send trades. The point of the matter is not for me to pay your postage or anybody else. Yes, it was just $2, but if you can't pay your postage, don't trade. So, basically, this is my Timewaster video on Hunter. Here's my proof, which I basically just read off. If you want me to show you, I'll show you. Well, yeah, he said that he didn't care if I posted a video about him or not, so, you know, that just shows you. But, yeah, there's all of this here. But, yeah, so, no, go away. So, yeah, I guess that's just how it had to be. So, unfortunately, I had to make this video. Hunter is not a trusted trader. He's an annoying little prick. And I'm sorry to say that. I don't like to say that about people, but if you guys really actually knew how he acted on the Hangouts, you'd understand. He's a very annoying person, and he's very disrespectful. So, yeah. Bye.